Good morning. Today is day one following my abdominoplasty surgery, otherwise known as a tummy tuck or a mummy makeover. I had mine done in New York at Mount Sinai West. The reason I had mine done is because I had about 1/2 inch ab separation above my belly button, and I had around 4 inches below the belly button. I also had no interior wall at the front, and I had a pregnancy hernia. It was interior, it wasn't exterior, so it wasn't an aesthetics thing, you couldn't see it. It did niggle me when I trained. Aesthetically, I actually come out pretty unscathed out of pregnancy. Like, I didn't suffer from stretch marks or saggy skin. I had one tiny little saggy skin, which was probably about that big and about this wide, and it was here, and that was it. So I actually come out pretty unscathed. I was training a lot, and the size of my body was getting, you could see my abs and they were tight, but I just had this big pooch down the middle. Could not get rid of. I just assumed I just had like a fat deposit that wasn't going to go. After my baby is 2 now, after around 19-20 months, I looked into all the reasons that I could possibly have it, and I didn't think I had any ab separation, so I was actually planning on just getting a bit of liposuction on my stomach to remove that fat. So I went to see a surgeon who confirmed that actually wasn't a problem. Obviously there was fat there, I'm not stick thin, but the lump that I was getting was actually my internal body, organs, everything else, protruding out between my abs, as they didn't have any wall lining or any abs in front of them, because I'd completely snapped the tissue. There's no way of training it back together. In fact, I did the worst thing by not checking that I had diastasis recti. I started working out at 6 weeks, worked my way up to my training, was working out pretty hard, used to attend a solid core. Essentially I did spend about 15 months worth of solid core membership, which is extremely expensive, doing the wrong exercises that actually really have sort of fixed my abs to the side, but like I say, they didn't have anything to bring them back together. So yeah, my abs have been sewn back together. I sound fine. I'll be honest with you, when I come out of surgery, my pain was 10 out of 10. When the nurse asked me, I was in excruciating pain, so I was on the max amount of medications that they could give me in the hospital, with lots of morphine. The pain in hospital was really bad until the morphine sort of kicked in, and I was absolutely fine. You do go home on the day. There was discussion of keeping me over because my pain initially was so bad. We managed to get the pain under control, and I got home around 7 p.m, around 4 hours after surgery, and I live next door to the hospital. Like, I walked to the hospital in the morning. It took me 5 minutes to walk to the hospital, so the taxi ride was only around 3 minutes home, to give you some indication of why I got home so quickly. It might have been a little bit later than 7:30. I got home, I had something to eat, I had a meal, which I pre-prepared. I'd actually spent, all weekend cleaning my house, getting my bed ready with pillows to keep me upright, because you need to be bent forward. Some pillows for my knees to go on top. The house was clean, ready to go. The bathroom, everything accessible, and anything that I need water-wise on site, because hydration is key. I come home, I had something to eat. Another thing that I actually ordered was a pre-prepared meal service. I used Factor. They had 50% off, making it super affordable for 18 meals. Even though they're only pretty small portions, because they're portioned well, I only made it around halfway through and I was full, but I'd had a bit of toast previously, so my appetite was very, very little yesterday, which I expected. I have got some strong medicine which hasn't arrived yet because the pharmacy didn't have it. So I'm on a medium painkiller at the moment, which is, nope, that's not that one, that's a stool softener, which they will also give you. Ondansetron, 4 milligrams. Oh, this isn't a painkiller. It helps with nausea and vomiting. So I'm actually not on painkillers at the moment, apart from Tylenol. So that's actually good. I thought I was on painkillers. So that might give you a bit of an idea of how you would feel. I was very rough in the night. I sent some videos to my family back in the UK. I can't stand straight, so I have to walk bent over. So right now, this is as straight as I can get. As you can see, it's not very straight. Freezing still. I don't know, I feel like I'm really, really cold from like the anaesthetic. Well, I'm shaking, like my teeth are chattering. Yeah, I don't know. I'm a bit rough, but I'll keep you updated. For some reason, the video from the morning after the surgery wouldn't upload for the rest of the video that I recorded, but I just wanted to take a look at my face and look at the difference in how swollen I was when I was laying in bed. Obviously, I was laying in an unflattering angle, but what I went on to say in the video is when I come round in the surgery, in recovery, I was in 10 out of 10 pain. I cannot tell you how much pain I was in, and I have a really pain threshold and it was excruciating. So be prepared that it's going to really, really hurt. And if it doesn't, you know, you might still be feeling the effects of the anesthesia or any of the pain meds that you've been on. So talk to your physician and make sure that you're going to go on pain meds as soon as you get home, if for instance you're in that situation, because when my anesthetic wore off, I was in really, really bad pain. So I'll fast forward to when I got home, and I wasn't sure if I was going to come home that night because they were quite worried about the amount of pain I was in versus the time was ticking into the evening. But we eventually got my pain management down to me coming home that evening, where my friend picked me up from the hospital and stayed with me that night. So I did have some help on the first night. I came home, I managed to eat a little bit of toast, which was the first thing I'd eaten in almost 24 hours. And I managed half a Factor meal. So my appetite was very, very low. And then I essentially went to bed, and that was a really tough night. As I explained earlier, I wasn't on any pain meds because my pain meds hadn't been delivered to the pharmacy. I didn't get them until the very next day. And I was still feeling some effects of the morphine that was given to reduce my pain when I came out. So when I woke up in the middle of the night, I was really, really in a bad way. The pain from just trying to move my abs was excruciating. So be prepared that night one can be very, very rough. I want to say stay positive, but when you're in that much pain, it's hard to stay positive. You kind of just need to get through it and tell yourself you're going to survive, and you are going to survive. But it's just going to be very, very tough. So when you get up in the night, which you probably will, because you're going to have a lot of fluids running through your body from the IVs that they put you on, so most likely you're going to need to go to the toilet in the night. So just be prepared. That is extremely, extremely painful. So I'm a bit annoyed that I didn't get to upload the entire video from the first morning, but I essentially just got up and struggled, but made myself a cup of coffee and then just moved to the sofa, where I kind of remained all day watching Netflix, moving around every hour to stop any blood clots, etc. So that was my first night. It was extremely rough, so just be prepared that it's a tough night. You've got a tough 24 hours ahead of you when you come out of surgery.